Tamamdır. Şöyle yapsam olur mu? Böyle iyi mi? Tamamdır.
Tam da önünüzde çok çirkin duruyor. Şu arkası.
O gözükmez. Değerli üyeler,
Distinguished members, distinguished guests, we would like to welcome you to the Ordinary General Assembly of TÜSİAD. I would like to greet you all with respect on behalf of our Executive Board. Welcome. Before we start this meeting, we would like to remember those who have lost their lives in the earthquake yesterday. We offer our condolences to the families who have lost their family members, and we offer sympathies to them and to casualties as well. Now, before we start this meeting, we would need to elect the Presidium of the General Assembly. I have a written proposal. I would like to read that proposal. However, before I read the proposal, I turn to you to ask you whether there are any candidates who would like to be in the Presidium as the President or a member. As far as I see, there are none. So I would like to read the written proposal. The following members are proposed to compose the Presidium: Bülent Eczacıbaşı, President; Feyza Narlı, Vice President; Müjde Ferahlı, Member; Batu Balkır, Member. And Rahmi Koç, Ömer Dinçkök, Cansen Başaran Symes, Cem Boyner, Halis Komili, Erkut Yüceoğlu, Tuncay Özilhan, Güler Sabancı, Simona Kozlowski, Orhan Turhan, Haluk Dinçer, Ümit Boyner, Erol Bilecik have proposed this written proposal. Those in favor? Those against? I thank you for your votes, and I would like to invite now the Presidium to take the head table.
Hepinize başkanlık diye.
On behalf of the Presidium, I would like to thank you. Unfortunately, yesterday, our country has suffered the biggest natural disaster in its history. In Kahramanmaraş, there were two really strong earthquakes and afterquakes, and this has affected a very big area, and it has caused many people to lose their lives or to be injured. We know very well that there is a very big destruction, and we have lost many people have lost their lives, but we have not yet the exact numbers, the exact toll of this calamity. I would like to offer my condolences to family members who have lost their loved ones. I would like the injured to find care and solace as soon as possible. In these hard times, as a country, we will stand together to help those who are affected by the earthquake. Distinguished members, I know that you're all preoccupied with the feelings and thoughts of this earthquake and this destruction. So we have changed our agenda a little bit. We will focus on what is legally required of us. We will go through our technical agenda, the economic speeches. The speech of the World Economic Forum will be done in another meeting, and we will share with you the time and date of that meeting. And this meeting hopefully will be held on better days to come. Now, the law of associations in Turkey requires that we hold this General Assembly, and we will stick to the legal requirements. Now, I would like to invite you for a moment of silence for Atatürk, for the martyrs, and also for people who lost their lives in the recent earthquake. And we would also like to ask you to stand in silence for our members whom we have lost recently: Mehmet Halil Ateş, Rahmi Atikoğlu, Ünal Pala, Oral Turanoğlu. Mehmet Shuhubi, who was an executive board member in 1985-1986, and also Mr. Nihat Gökyiğit, who was an executive member as well in 1985-86 period, who was among the founders of this association, and also Pekin Baran, who was a member of the High Advisory Board and a member of the Executive Board in 2009, 2014, and 2003 and 2008 respectively, and also Ertuğrul İhsan Özol, Secretary General of TÜSİAD in 1980 and 1994.
Değerli üyelerimiz,
Distinguished members, do you have any questions about the agenda? I see that there are none. I will continue with the General Assembly. 94 people became new members of TÜSİAD in 2022 until 5th of January 2023. We would like to welcome them. You can see the list of our members as part of the working report in your files. Item number 3 is the speech of Mr. Tuncay Özilhan, the President of the High Advisory Board. Now the floor is yours. Distinguished President, distinguished Presidium, distinguished members of TÜSİAD, distinguished members of the press, on behalf of the High Advisory Board, I would like to greet all of you with respect. We have suffered greatly. This was one of the biggest earthquakes in the history of Republic. We offer our condolences to those who lost their lives, and we hope that the injured will find help and will get better very soon. Now we will have to focus on working together in helping those affected. The earthquake, of course, is a natural disaster. However, it is our responsibility to make sure that we learn from the consequences. We have to learn what we need to change in order not to suffer so greatly when it strikes again. The scientists have been talking about to what extent we're prepared for a potential earthquake in Istanbul in the future. We can discuss all these, of course, later. Now is the time for solidarity. We need to get together for those who need our help. We need to stand together, and in solidarity, I'm sure that we will be able to solve our problems. We will be able to mend our wounds. We are thinking about the earthquake region and people who have suffered the earthquake, and we're praying for those who are still under the earthquake rubble. And that is why we have changed our agenda for the General Assembly a little bit. I will not be carrying on with my original speech that I have prepared for the General Assembly. I will actually I will be doing the speech in the meeting that we will hold later, says Mr. Özilhan. Thank you, Mr. Özilhan. Now we would like to invite Mr. Orhan Turan, the chair of the executive board of our association. The floor is yours. Distinguished President, distinguished members of TÜSİAD, distinguished members of the press, distinguished guests. On behalf of TÜSİAD, I would like to greet you all with respect. The Kahramanmaraş earthquake, which affected many cities in Turkey, caused a great sadness and sorrow. This is one of the biggest natural disasters we have suffered as a country, and we offer our condolences to those families who have lost their loved ones. The earthquake hit at a time when, unfortunately, we have winter conditions, and we do hope that the affected area will receive help, and we'd like to offer our thanks to all those who are helping in the region to alleviate the situation. Many civil society organizations, associations, many groups have organized in order to help the affected area. As TÜSİAD, we are doing the same. We have made a call to our members in order to organize a help to those affected by the earthquake. With the regional business world federations, we have identified the needs of the region, and we are coordinating many units in order to make sure that emergency needs in the region are met. I would like to just share this information with you, and I would like to repeat my call to all the members. This is a very big disaster. It causes losses, traumas. It also leads to social, economic problems and other social traumas as well. In the earthquake region, rescue activities need to carry on seamlessly. We need to help mend the wounds, and also, even after the earthquake, there will be psychological work to be done to help with the trauma experienced in the region. And this requires that we all work together, hand in hand, in solidarity. With all our members, we are aware of our responsibilities, and together with our institutions and with our citizens, we are willing to work together in order to alleviate the suffering. As Mr. Özilhan has said, we will stick with the legal requirements of a General Assembly as per the law of associations in Turkey during this meeting, and we will hold other activities ancillary to the General Assembly later on in another meeting. We have members who have families in the affected regions. I offer my sympathies once again, and I would like to thank you. Thank you, Mr. Orhan Turan. Now, article number 5. This is the reading of the balance sheet and the income and expense report and the operational report.